somehow right. That's all time. That's all time.
Derek Jeter is top 3 shortstop. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're listening to this. This is Tanks and Tutties, presented by Tubbs and Franke. As you can tell, we are sans Tubbs this week. A little bit busy with some work and stuff. He's not going to be able to make it, so I am taking the reins. We are going solo this week. Probably going to be a little bit quicker episode just because it is only me. But that doesn't mean we're not going to have some fun. So let's get started right at the top. Dynasty update. Haven't played again. Thibodeau family really has to hold up their end of the bargain here. I have been on Xbox, ready to play multiple times. Just waiting on Baby Tubbs. I think that's what we're calling him. Waiting on Baby Tubbs. I got to play him yet before we advance to our next week. I'm not sure when we're going to play again, but that's where we're at right now. 3 people, all from one family. You'd think all it takes, one text. Hey, you guys want to hop on? But nope, haven't gotten there yet. So hopefully this next week we can get some updates, get some more playing in. But as of right now, we have not gotten there. So moving on to the DFS updates. Last week ran the second giveaway of the DFS coin. Did get our winner. Shout out LA Brian on Twitter, or TGBD if you're in the DFS Kitchen Discord. He was the winner of our 2,000 DFS coins. It's approximately $40 right now. This thing's shooting up, and I actually have another big announcement coming this week. So for anybody that's looking to get into one of the highest end March Madness brackets, the DFS Kitchen is actually hosting quite possibly the best March Madness bracket tournament that I've ever been a part of. I'll give you the details here real quick, but they are hosting Duke All-American, 2-time NCAA champion, Final Four MVP, NBA All-Star, Christian Laettner. And you can sit in March 19th. You still got a week and a half or so. Get in to the Discord, have a chance to sit down and be a part of this live stream, hear straight from Christian Laettner. But then along with that, he's also going to be competing in the March Madness Bracket Challenge. And if you win that challenge, that March Madness Bracket tournament, you will get a cool $1,000 in DFS coins. That's not 1,000 DFS coins. That is $1,000 worth of DFS coins. Right now trading just above 2 cents, so approximately 2,000 or approximately 500. No, sorry, geez, whatever, $1,000 worth of DFS coins. And then on top of that, you also get an autographed jersey from Christian Laettner himself if you win the tournament. So first place, $1,000 autographed jersey from Christian Laettner himself. If you finish in second and third place, there will also be DFS coin prizes. I believe right now it is set for $750 worth of DFS coins for second and $250 of DFS coins for third. I'm not sure if that's been finalized, but that's kind of where it's at right now. And then on top of that, even if you don't win, don't even have to win. Say Christian Laettner has a middle of the bracket tournament, you beat him, you get a share of another $1,000 of DFS coins. So, I mean, great challenge. Sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun. Probably going to be a ton of people in it. First place, go over it one more time. First place, $1,000 DFS coins and an autographed Christian Laettner jersey. Second place, I believe it's $750 of DFS coin. Third place, $250 of DFS coin, not confirmed. And then as long as you beat Christian Laettner, you get a share of another $1,000 of DFS coin. So huge opportunity. I will put the link inside of the description here. All you got to do is click that and join, along with the passwords. If you're looking to get in there, do that. I would highly recommend. It sounds like it is going to be a ton of fun. And then also hop in the DFS Kitchen Discord. You can get access to DFS lineups for all sports every day, as well as potentially sit in on an interview with Christian Laettner. So sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun. We are very excited for March Madness coming up here. Great community. Cannot recommend it enough. Moving into Locks and Longshots. Jake, not doing great. 10 and 13. ChatGPT did get a win last week. They are 1-1. Jake is 1-1 versus ChatGPT in the same time. Also, he lost last week. Going over last week's picks, ChatGPT gave Jake the Bucks -5.5 versus the Hawks. Bucks won by 6. I called it. I said it was a great pick. Bucks won by 6. Covered the spread. That's all that matters. So 1-0 record for ChatGPT on the locks last week. Jake's personal pick was the Nets Spurs under 229. Not even close. Went 240 points. I believe it was 129 to 113 or 127 to 113, something like that. Spurs won that game. So Jake owned one last week on the locks. He did give me some picks for this week. He's going the Bucks money line versus the Pacers -145. And then the Clippers -7.5 versus the Pelicans, straight from ChatGPT. Those games are both tonight. We did run into some issues here on the long shots, I will say. I just realized this. The ChatGPT long shot is actually the Pacers money line versus the Bucks at even odds. So Jake's lock, his personal lock, is the Bucks money line against Pacers. ChatGPT's long shot is the Pacers money line versus the Bucks tonight. So Jake and ChatGPT head-to-head tonight. That'll be interesting. I don't think he's going to like that. But anyways, ChatGPT all-time record on the long shots, 0-2. Not great. It's tough to pick picks out here. I mean, even computer can't do it. So last week, ChatGPT had the Pelicans money line at the Lakers +320. I don't believe this one was even remotely close. I think the Pelicans lost by like 20. Pelicans are not good. And then Jake took the Rockets money line versus the Pacers. This one was a little bit closer, but still did not hit. So Jake was 0-2 last week. And then still open, he'll have Malik Beasley, 6th man of the year, +200. So this week, like I said, Pacers money line for ChatGPT against the Bucks. Bucks are probably going to win that, even though it's on the road. And then Jake is taking Syracuse money line versus FSU. I believe that is Tuesday night as I am recording this. So probably an L on the board by the time you're listening to this. Jake could go full reverse sweep here. Actually, no, he can't. He'll have Bucks or Pacers, but he's got to figure out his picks. Jake is 2-11, by the way, on long shots, so rough. I thought mine were bad. Not that bad. Jumping into my picks, my locks, I am 9-11. Last week, I had Rutgers and Purdue over 151.5. Purdue put up 100 points themselves. So over easy there. And then I had Memphis versus UTSA over 158.5. It's finished around 145. No hit there, unfortunately. And then we had Eastern Michigan versus Ohio over 153.5. That did hit. Moving into this week's picks, going Iowa versus Ohio State over 151.5 on Wednesday. I'm trying to get ahead of the board here a little bit. As you're listening to this, you guys can actually tail in on this one. Big Ten tournament starting. I don't know if it starts tonight as I'm recording this or if this is starting tomorrow. I'm not sure when that first game is. But Iowa is just run, and shoot. They do not stop. Pace. Always putting up points. I don't know so much about Ohio State this year, but I know if Ohio State wants to compete with Iowa, they're also going to have to turn up the pace. And I believe Ohio State is actually favored in this by a couple points. So hopefully we get a pace match here, and it ends up 160s or so, but we'll see. And then for Thursday, if you all want to get on this one, you can hop on here as well. We're going to take St. Bonnie's, their money line on Thursday. This is -130. I'm strictly taking this because St. Bonnie's was very hot against the spread at the beginning of the year, heading into the middle of the year. Kind of cooled off here towards the end, but they are still the higher seed in their conference tournament. They still are favored at home. Well, actually, it's probably a neutral site game. I mean, if they want to make a push to the tournament, they got to win games. So take the teams that cover, take their money line. Take St. Bonnie's minus 130. For long shots, unfortunately, we are 4-23. I said that it's not as bad as Jake. It's pretty bad, but I'm also throwing out like 3 or 4 golf winners a week, whereas he's not. So in comparison, I think my record looks better. We did lose Wisconsin to win the Big Ten outright. I can get into that in a little bit. They had the chance. They had the chance. We talked about it last week. Just could not do it. And then we still have North Carolina to miss the tourney at plus 120. All predictions are saying they're out. All of them. So if they lose early in their conference tournament, we're looking pretty good. If they make a push to the conference finals, the conference semis, that may be a different story. But based on what they've done just alone in quad 1, I don't think they have a shot at it. So last week we had Scotty and Justin Thomas top 5 plus 800 at the Cognizant. Unfortunately, neither of them finished in the top 5. I think JT finished higher. I don't know off the top of my head. But it was plus 800, one of those golf long shots that I throw out every week. Pre-tune up to a 5th major potentially. I don't know. Not the greatest week from either of them. So hopefully this week goes better. We'll see. Then I had Victor Hovland top 20. He missed the cut. Simple as that. Missed the cut. You can't be doing that. So, and then we had Longwood plus 1,400 to win the Big South tourney. I believe they made the quarterfinals, 2 games away. Ended up losing. They're out. No big deal. Not too hurt about it. Just a Twitter long shot that I saw. So this week we have the Players Championship, the 5th major of the year, the added major. I love this tournament. One of the most iconic holes in all of golf. TPC Sawgrass, hole 17, Island Green. Give me a hole in one, plus 145. Now, I've been doing some digging. Since I think it was the 80s, there's only been 14 hole-in-ones. However, out of those 14, 1 came last year, 3 came the year before that. Golfers are getting more analytical as the years go by. I think each year, I think we get closer and closer to just getting more and more and more. And I think guys are just going to attack the shit out of this pin. So plus 145, I think on FanDuel, you can actually get this boosted, which I believe boosted around 210. And I mean, how can you not take a yes hole-in-one prop, especially at one of the best tournaments of the year? You have to. So lock that in, plus 145. Also going to take Ludwig to win the tournament, plus 1,800. I love my guy Ludwig. I have probably thrown out 3 winners of his this year. Hasn't done it yet, but the time is coming. He's got to do it eventually. He played pretty decent last week outside of round 3. If you take out round 3, I think he shot like a 75 on Saturday, and then came back and shot like a 5 under on the front 9 on Sunday. So take out the bad, have an even average day, potentially wins that tournament. Maybe it was just a warm-up for this week. We'll see. I'm also going to throw out Tom Kim to win the tournament, plus 8,000. This is one of my bigger long shots I've taken this year. Actually, it's definitely the biggest long shot I've taken this year. But this is similar to a Nick Taylor type thing where I took him last year to win the Waste Management Phoenix Open, I believe it was, at plus 15,000, 150,000, whatever it was. Tom Kim loves this tournament, always plays well. I think he finished 2nd last year. Tom Kim's a Florida guy. He's been playing on the TGL, so he's warm. Been playing well in actual events out on the tour. And he's a ball striker. This is a ball striker's course. So give me Tom Kim, a little sprinkle on the plus 8,000. Hopefully we get some returns there. And then I spoke earlier in the year. I said Hideki was going to win some majors this year. It's the 5th major. I'm going to take Hideki top 10. Be safe. We don't want to quite go on the win, but if it gets, post cut Saturday morning, he's in there, I may throw a sprinkle on him. But we'll start off with the pre-tourney top 10. That's plus 275. And just get some good value there. So that's what I'm running. Let's hop over. Let's do some Immaculate Grid. I don't love that I have to do this without Jake, because this may prove that I am not the ball knower that I say I am. So let's share this here. All right. As you can see, we've got Rams, Bills, 1,000-yard receiving across the top. And then we got Steelers, Chargers, and Panthers across the bottom. This one feels like it's going to be a bitch. I think Panthers, 1,000 yards receiving. Going to keep it easy. Going to go Adam Thielen, 12%. We can go for Chargers 1,000. We'll go Keenan Allen. Good. These damn ads. Steelers 1,000. Go Hines Ward. You know what? Let's go Hines Ward. That's plenty safe. 21%. Honestly, I expected it way higher. Okay. Bills Steelers. Actually, Bills Panthers. Fitzy. Patrick. Is he not on the Panthers? Tough loss there. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Chargers, Rams, Steelers, Rams. Steelers, Rams. Van Jefferson. 15%. Okay. I expected that lower. Definitely expected that lower. Panthers. Man, I don't know any Panthers, especially for the Bills or Rams. Oh, boy. Chargers, Rams. Anybody cross town? I got nobody there. Rams, Panthers. No. Panthers, Bills. I hope somebody's following along with this and just screaming out names at me right now. Dude, I am blanking on these. Bills, Steelers. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to do baseball. I'm over this. Jerome Bettis, Trubisky, duh. Tyrod Taylor. What a pick for Tyrod Taylor. Kelvin Benjamin, Baker. Okay, my brain's fried. That was rough. Baseball. Okay. This looks manageable. So across the top, we got Phillies, 100-plus RBI season. Played catcher, minimum 1 game. Dodgers on the side. We got Dodgers, Cubs, and Cardinals. Let's go Phillies, Cubs, Cole Hamels. I think Cole Hamels would actually work for Phillies, Dodgers as well. 5%. That's pretty good. I will take that. 100 RBI season, Cubs. Let's go back to the heydays. Let's go Rizzo. Yep, 7%. Skip the played catcher because I think you can get almost anyone on those. There's quite a bit there. Dodgers, 100 RBI. Gotta get deep in the bag here to get some rarity score. Dodgers, 100 RBI. I mean, you could go easy and go Freddie, Mookie, Shohei, Manny? No. Ooh. It's not really that deep, but Adrian Gonzalez? 4%. That's what we like to see. Phillies Dodgers. I'm just going to go Ellie. That's going to be super high, and I don't care. 21%. I honestly expected higher there. Phillies Cardinals. Phillies Cardinals. I could use my cheat code and go Brad Hand. I don't know if Hand was ever on the Cardinals, though. Save that for last. 100 RBI season for the Cardinals. Goldie, Arenado, David Frazier. Wait, no. I think I'm thinking Adam Frazier. Whatever. David Freese. David Freese had to have 100 RBIs, right? David Freese. Tough. That's tough. Okay. Let's go Molina. Yachty never got 100 RBIs? No way. I guess we got to go Goldschmidt. That's insane. Okay. Whatever. Dodgers catcher. Let's just go Austin Barnes. Good. Cubs. We could go Martin Maldonado. $253 for 2 wrong. Pujols would have been the obvious one. Fuck. That was dumb. That was really dumb. Yep, that was dumb. 59% there. Let's see. I talked about the Phillies and Cardinals. Scott Rowland, obviously. Good pick. Sort by years here. Oscar Mercado. Corey Dickerson. Edmundo Sosa. Brad Miller. I want to see if Brad Hand is in here. Kyle Loesch. I could have gotten that. Scott Rowland. Brad Hand is definitely not in here, so that's probably a good thing. Jamie Moyer. Good pick there. All right. Stop sharing that. That was a tough look. Tough look for me being the ball knower that I am. Apologies for everybody listening. I got to prove myself next time when Jake's on. Maybe I will just take over when Jake asks me, or I'll just start throwing out random ones. So, okay. Let's look at some NFL free agency. Just opened up this week. We are into the tampering period. I don't believe deals can be official until Wednesday. But obviously, reports of deals come out. Nothing's supposed to be finalized, but things get finalized already. So, right off the top, the two that don't make any sense to me. Myles Garrett re-signing in Cleveland, and Max Crosby re-signing in Oakland. The Myles Garrett one really confuses the shit out of me. Myles Garrett comes out and says, hey, I want to trade, demands a trade. The Browns say, hey, we're not trading you. Like, you're too good of a player. We cannot trade you. reports come out that the Browns are like, hey, we planned on it being Cleveland straight into Canton for Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett says, well, for me, it's about getting wins. I want a Super Bowl. Then we'll figure out Canton later. Apparently, if you offer somebody enough money, winning doesn't matter. And Myles Garrett is going back to the Browns, where he is not going to win shit, on a $40 million deal, or $40 million per year deal. Makes him the highest non-paid, or the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. Granted, I don't know if that stands anymore. There's been so many deals made that that's usually gone in an instant. The other crazy thing to me is they do this deal and they guarantee $122.8 million of this deal. Let's not forget that they still have Deshaun Watson on the books as the worst contract in all of sports. Probably all of sports history. Bobby Bonilla was not even that bad. You're paying an alleged sexual predator one of the worst contracts to not play for your team. Do with that what you want. So, shout out Myles Garrett, I guess, for being a baby back bitch and not requesting a trade, not sticking to his guns, requesting a trade. The Max Crosby one, I can kind of understand that a little bit. He also was the highest paid non-quarterback for a little bit until Myles Garrett came in. I guess I'd rather be... Oh, I definitely said Oakland. I meant Las Vegas. Yikes. Bad luck on me. Really showing my non-baller knower here. I'd much rather be in Las Vegas than most other cities. So if I'm getting a fat check to stay in Las Vegas, so be it. I do wish that he would have requested a trade or demanded a trade. I think he did request one, but I don't know if he demanded one. Not like it would have mattered. Myles Garrett demanded one. Still in Cleveland. I don't know. It's just a lot of guys that demanded trades weren't getting traded. They're just going right back to where they were. So those are the first two big ones off the board. Then DK Metcalf getting traded to the Steelers. That's going to be an interesting dynamic. Both him alongside of one of the biggest hotheads in all of the NFL. It's quite an interesting dynamic. I mean, first off, who's the quarterback? We don't know who the quarterback is. Honestly, it's looking like it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. Things are shaping up that it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. But you have Aaron Rodgers potentially throwing to George Pickens, basically a UFC fighter on the field, and DK Metcalf, who probably the second closest wide receiver to being a UFC fighter in the league. I guess that fits the motto of the Steel City. I don't know. They're gritty guys. That's what they say. Maybe Mike Tomlin's going to start up his own UFC league. Not sure. I'm upset about this one. I did want the Packers to make a move on that. Go out and offer something to Seattle, try and get DK. Apparently the offer was Romeo Doubs or Devonta Wicks. Or Dontavian Wicks, not Devonta Wicks. Along with a fourth, something like that for DK. The problem was DK wanted an extension, which I would have been fine giving DK an extension. But then DK goes to Pittsburgh, gets $155 million, I believe it was. That price, I'm not sure if I would have been okay with the Packers paying. That's a lot for a guy who hasn't done a ton. I don't know. Granted, it would be an upgrade over our current wide receiver room. Let me see if I can pull up the DK Metcalf extension. 4-year, $150 million. Yeah. Not sure. That's a little high for my liking, but yeah, it could have looked good in green and gold, but I guess it'll be in the black and gold for DK. So, and then sticking on the Seahawks, actually 2 more on the Seahawks here. Geno Smith to the Raiders. Kind of a weird trade. Pete Carroll goes to the Raiders, signs a deal there to be the head coach. Geno going to rejoin him there. I'm not really sure what the Raiders' plan is. Geno still under contract. I think he's got 1 more year left on his deal, but he's older. They don't really have weapons to build around. Like they have Mayer, and they have Brock Bowers. That's it. Like no real run game, no real weapons on the outside. And if you count Jacoby Myers, fine, but Geno is not going to get the job done for you. And you're not going to be able to build in enough time where Geno is still going to be able to help that process. So I'm not really not really sure I understood what the point of this move was, but I guess props to the Raiders. Go out and get your guys. Pete Carroll reunited with Geno. Sure. And then the Seahawks replaced Geno by signing Sam Darnold. So, lateral movements. I guess I like it from a fantasy perspective. Gets JSN a quarterback, and JSN's also the only wide receiver there anymore because they also cut Tyler Lockett. So outside of JSN and Kenneth Walker, there's not many weapons for Sam Darnold to use, and that's fine with me. So we'll see how that one turns out. Jake's an anti-Sam Darnold guy. I don't really have a say. I think eventually he's going to turn back to a pumpkin. It's just whether it'll be with the Seahawks or with somebody else. So other quarterback news, Danny Dimes to the Colts. Apparently he's going to compete with Anthony Richardson. That's like 2 piles of shit arguing back and forth with each other. Neither are good. So I don't think Danny Dimes wins that out anyways, but you never know. And then the Jets got their guy. Justin Fields. Justin Fields going to the Jets. To be completely honest, I don't hate this. I think Garrett Wilson is going to hate this. He had Zach Wilson. That did not go well. He had Aaron Rodgers. Thought it was going to go well. Did not go well. And now you bring in a quarterback that we have time and time seen not be a consistent, accurate passer. Great runner. But how does that help Garrett Wilson? How does that help your weapons that you're trying to keep and build around by getting a quarterback that can run? It doesn't. I mean, you have Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, and now you bring in Justin Fields to take away carries from both of them. But the Jets are going to Jets. The Jets cannot have a good quarterback. It just does not. It does not fit in their system. It does not fit with their philosophies, their culture. Props to Justin Fields, but I don't know. It's the Jets. So, on a lesser note, Kenny Pickett, TTR trade, kind of weird one. Kenny Pickett has not fit in anywhere yet. after the Steelers did not work out, and then goes to Philly, backs up Jalen Hurts. Got a Super Bowl out of it. And now he goes to the Browns, where quarterbacks go to die. So if that is the Browns' big move, Myles Garrett, I don't feel bad for you. Apparently, there's some rumors that Aaron Rodgers could look to go to the Browns, but AB tweeted that there's a deal done between the Steelers and Rodgers, and it's going to be a 2-year deal. So we'll see if there's any truth to that in the coming hours, days, maybe by the time I'm done recording this. I'm not sure. We'll see. I think all along it's always been Steelers and Rodgers ending up together. So we'll just have to see where that ends up. Looking at another contender, not that we really were looking at a contender, but the 49ers. The 49ers are blowing up their roster. Obviously, they traded away Debo to the Commanders last week, I believe it was. There's reports that Ayuk is still looking to request a trade, something, move on. I'm going to run through the list here real quick of players that won't be returning to San Fran this year. First off, you got Debo, traded to Washington. Dre Greenlaw, linebacker, signs with the Broncos. Talanoa Hufanga, safety, also signs with the Broncos. By the way, Broncos defense just continues to get better. They may have an all-time defense. So Charvarius Ward signed with the Colts. Colts also made a couple defensive moves. Interesting. I'm not really sure. I know they're obviously trying to go for it, but I'm not sure their defense was. I mean, their defense was an issue, but I'm not sure if that was all of their issues. They got a quarterback problem. So maybe Danny Dimes fixed that. I don't know. Back to the Niners. Aaron Banks, guard, signed with the Packers. Don't even get me started. Elijah Mitchell signs with the Chiefs. Chiefs added another running back. Okay. Kyle Juszczyk expected to be released. Leonard Floyd expected to be released. Javon Hargrave expected to be released. Malik Collins expected to be released. I'm not sure if this is them clearing out space to save up money for Brock Purdy because he's going to need a deal. If so, welcome to the real world. You'll see what it's like to have to pay a quarterback and try and form a team. It's not that easy. Hopefully they figure that out quickly. Actually, no, I could give a shit if they figured that out quickly. I honestly hope they're bad for a really long time. But yeah, the Niners are a mess right now. They have a decent pick from this year. I guess we'll see what it turns into. But the Niners are going to be a lot different next year. So sticking in the West, Devontae Adams, another wide receiver that I wish the Packers would have went out and got. He's going to the Rams. Not sure exactly what that deal was worth. Devontae Adams. Also, Puka Nacua is switching numbers, giving up 17 for Devontae Adams. So he's going to take over 12. Apparently that was his high school number. I don't want to listen to you. Sorry, clicked on a video. 2 years, $46 million for Devontae Adams. Packers couldn't do that to get a guy to come back home. Not like you had to trade anybody away. Just fucking get a receiver. I don't get it. The Packers haven't done anything of notice. They went out and got that guard from the Niners, who I've seen some tape on. I'm not impressed. I don't really know where he's going to fit in. We drafted Jordan Morgan. We traded up to draft Jordan Morgan in the first round of last year's draft. barely played. Granted, he was injured. And now we go out and trade and sign a guard who plays the exact same position as Jordan Morgan. Goot, explain it to me, please, because I'm not seeing it here. We did sign a cornerback from the Ravens, or from the Raiders. Good. We needed some cornerback help. Hopefully we can trade Jair and make something out of that. Maybe, you know what? Maybe we'll trade Jair to the Raiders. Get Jacoby Myers. I wouldn't hate that. I don't think it's going to happen. They're not going to trade Jacoby Myers, but it's an option. Maybe I was going to say Michael Mayer, but I don't really want him. Honestly, the Packers' only option at this point is go get Cooper Kupp. So that's what I'm hoping. Everybody else in the NFC North has made major upgrades except for the Packers. The Bears beefed up their O-line. They literally went and turned over their entire O-line. Their O-line looks like it's going to be really good. We know that their defense was good last year. I'm not scared of the Bears, but I'm frustrated that the Bears are doing what they're doing. The Packers can't do anything. So, and then the Vikings added to their D-line quite a bit. I mean, they got Jonathan Allen. They went out and just got another defensive tackle today. Their defense looks like it's going to be really good again. Their biggest question is who's going to be at QB, whether it's going to be JJ or if they're going to bring somebody in. Maybe they'll bring in Rodgers. I mean, it's on the career arc, Packers quarterback's career arc. So, and then the Lions went out and got a corner and got cheaper. DJ Reed, good corner. Kind of wish the Packers would have got him at 2, but you can't have it all. The only thing about the Lions getting DJ Reed is if he stays healthy. So that about does it for free agency. I don't think that there's been anything new since I started recording. We'll double check here. Actually, yeah. The Packers former first round pick Eric Stokes is signing a 1-year, $4 million deal with the Raiders. So the Raiders will not be needing Jair. Also, DeAndre Hopkins is heading to Baltimore. 1-year, $6 million deal. So I don't think that's going to really do anything for them. Kind of like the Sammy Watkins deal they did a couple years ago. But yeah, it's a name. So last thing I want to touch on here real quick, college basketball. Wisconsin lost to Penn State last week, and it was disgusting. Penn State is a 15-15, 500 team, and the Badgers lost at home, 86-75. Not even close. Finished the season 3-3 with losses to Penn State, Oregon, and then Michigan State, which was fine. And now we head into the Big Ten tournament with a cold streak again. Another year, same story. But that's all I've really got. I hope you guys enjoyed the solo show this week. Jake should be back next week, hoping, as long as he gets a work-life balance put together. But other than that, no real plans for the weekend, I don't think. Weather's nice here. I think we're sitting around 70 degrees finally. Daylight savings time's really kicking my ass right now, but that's about it. So don't forget, go down in the bio. Not the bio, the description. Click the link, join the March Madness tournament. Chance to win $1,000 in DFS Coin, along with a Christian Laettner jersey. I might have some more announcements about that coming in the future. I'm not really sure yet, but I'll keep everybody updated. Otherwise, let's hit some tanks, adore some tutties, and we'll see you next week. Peace.